There is something deeply satisfying about bringing an old airplane back to life. The smell of fresh dope on fabric, the sight of polished aluminum catching the sun, the sound of a vintage engine turning over for the first time in years. These are moments that restoration enthusiasts never forget. Whether you are a veteran A&P mechanic or a pilot with a toolbox, a hangar, and a dream, the aircraft you choose can make the journey unforgettable. So, with that in mind, here are some of the most exciting vintage airplanes worth restoring. The Piper J3 Cub is widely regarded as one of the most iconic vintage aircraft in American aviation history. Built from the late 1930s through the mid-1940s, it introduced many pilots to flight, including a large number who later served in World War II. It remains a common choice for restoration projects across the United States. Its design is straightforward, using a fabric-covered tube and a steel frame structure that is easy to understand and maintain. Replacement parts are readily available through suppliers such as Dakota Cub Aircraft, and a large network of Cub owners provides ongoing technical support. Most examples are powered by the Continental A65 engine, which is well documented and generally affordable to overhaul. It is often said that the Piper J3 Cub trained more pilots than any other aircraft in American history, with production reaching tens of thousands during its peak years. When evaluating a project aircraft, attention should first go to the fabric condition. Corrosion in the steel tube fuselage is another frequent issue, especially in aircraft stored or operated in humid environments. The wing spars should also be inspected carefully before committing to a restoration. The Aeronca 7AC Champion, often called the Champ, is frequently grouped with the Piper Cub as one of the classic two-seat trainers in American aviation. It emerged just after World War II as a low-cost civilian trainer and has remained a popular choice among vintage aircraft owners. Its structure is simple, built around a fabric covering over a wood and steel frame. Many aircraft still use the Continental A65 engine, while later models moved to the Champion 7EC engine family. Parts are still easy to source, and the Aeronca Aviators Club offers strong support for maintenance questions and restoration guidance. At a glance, the Champ and Cub can look similar, but they do not handle the same in the air. Seating arrangements also vary by model, with some versions offering side-by-side seating and others using tandem. Checking the exact submodel is important before purchase since configurations differ and parts compatibility is not always consistent. When evaluating a project, the wing spar condition should be a priority. The internal wood structure also needs close inspection, especially in aircraft that have been stored outdoors or exposed to moisture over time. The Cessna 120 and Cessna 140 are all metal tailwheel designs produced in the late 1940s. Their metal airframe makes structural evaluation more direct than on fabric aircraft, since areas of corrosion are usually easier to see and assess. Most examples use the Continental C85 engine, which benefits from broad parts availability and established overhaul knowledge. Parts supply is relatively straightforward, thanks to sources such as Univair Aircraft Corporation, which provides certified replacement components for both models. Owners also rely heavily on the Cessna 120/140 Association, which offers manuals, technical guidance, and access to experienced builders and pilots. A useful distinction is that the 140 includes flaps and a slightly more refined interior compared to the 120. Both remain strong candidates for restoration, but identifying the exact variant matters, since production changes affect parts compatibility and configuration details. The 140 also appears frequently among light aircraft favored for practical, economical flying after restoration work is complete. Inspection focus should include corrosion around the fuel tank bay and wing root areas. Early 120 and 140 aircraft may have fabric-covered wings, which require careful checking, while later 140 models use all-metal wings that tend to hold up better over time. The Boeing Stearman is one of the most recognizable American biplanes. Produced in large numbers as a military primary trainer during World War II, many airframes transitioned into civilian use after the conflict, later serving in roles such as crop dusting, aerobatics, and airshow flying. It remains a common sight at vintage aviation events. Restoring a Stearman is typically more complex than working on aircraft like the Cub or Champ. The biplane layout adds structural complexity, and attention must also be given to wood wing components and radial engine systems. Most examples are powered by either the Lycoming R680 or the Continental W670, both durable engines that still require specialist knowledge during overhaul. One well-known support point for these aircraft is Big Sky Stearman, which has extensive experience with Stearman maintenance, parts sourcing, and restoration work. A common historical note is the nickname Yellow Peril, used by World War II pilot trainees. It referred to the aircraft's bright training scheme and its reputation for demanding precise handling during early flight instruction. Key inspection focus should include the wooden wing structure, which can degrade over time, especially in humid or coastal storage conditions. Full checks of spars and ribs are necessary before purchase. The landing gear and lower fuselage area also deserve close attention, since the narrow gear stance makes ground handling demanding and can lead to stress damage around attachment points. The Taylorcraft BC-12D is a 1940s side-by-side two-seat aircraft that often sits a bit outside the spotlight compared to the Cub and Champ. That lower profile is part of what makes it attractive to many restorers, with projects sometimes available at more accessible prices. Most examples use the Continental A65 engine, the same power plant found in the Piper Cub, which keeps engine support familiar and parts relatively easy to source. Support for the type is strong through the Taylorcraft Owners Club, which provides a technical archive, maintenance guidance, and access to experienced owners and mechanics. Its fabric and steel tube structure will feel familiar to anyone who has worked on similar era trainers, allowing skills and knowledge to carry over with little adjustment. One of its defining traits is the side-by-side seating layout, which appeals to pilots who prefer flying with a passenger beside them rather than in tandem. Inspection focus should start with the wing attachment fittings and overall fabric condition. Some airframes have accumulated modifications over time, so documentation and airworthiness records need careful review to confirm that the aircraft still matches its approved configuration. The Luscombe 8 is an all-metal aircraft developed in the 1940s with a cleaner, more modern appearance for its time. Designed by Donald Luscombe, it was intended to move beyond fabric-covered trainers, and its metal airframe has remained durable in many surviving examples. The 8A through 8F variants include different engine setups and incremental refinements across the production run. Owner support is available through the Luscombe Association, which maintains technical resources, aircraft records, and guidance for restorers. Parts can still be sourced, although certain components may require fabrication or recovery from donor aircraft. One important operational note is ground handling. The Luscombe can feel demanding during landing due to its lightweight and narrow landing gear stance, particularly in crosswind conditions. This does not affect restoration work directly, but it is relevant when planning the aircraft's eventual use. Inspection should focus on the riveted aluminum skin, especially near the wing roots and lower fuselage where corrosion can develop. Early fuel tank installations are another known concern and may require close evaluation or replacement depending on condition. The Cessna 170 is a late 1940s and early 1950s four-seat tailwheel aircraft that occupies a practical middle ground in the vintage market. It provides more cabin space than typical two-seat trainers, while remaining fully metal, which makes structural inspection more straightforward. Most examples use the Continental C145 engine, which has reliable parts support and established overhaul knowledge. Owner resources are strong through the Cessna 170 Association, which offers technical archives, events, and a network of experienced owners. The design also connects closely to later developments at Cessna, since the airframe was adapted into the tricycle gear layout that became the Cessna 172. Many restored examples are used by pilots who want vintage design combined with four-seat practicality for regular flying. Well-executed restorations tend to retain steady demand within the vintage aircraft market. Inspection priorities include corrosion in the lower fuselage skin and careful evaluation of the tailwheel assembly. Early production aircraft may include fabric-covered wings, while later versions use all-metal wings that are generally easier to maintain and assess. The Beechcraft Model 17 Stagger Wing is among the most visually distinctive aircraft ever produced. Its negative stagger wing layout, retractable landing gear, and strong radial engine give it an immediate presence at any fly-in. Built from the 1930s through the end of World War II, it was originally positioned as a high-end private aircraft during its era. Restoring a stagger wing demands extensive experience and resources. The airframe combines wood construction with fabric covering, requiring careful structural work. Its retractable landing gear system is mechanically intricate, and the Pratt & Whitney or Wright radial engines add another layer of technical complexity. Most specialized knowledge related to this type is centered at the Stagger Wing Museum Foundation. When it first appeared in the 1930s, it was reportedly faster than several contemporary military fighters, which drew attention to the level of engineering achieved in a civilian aircraft. Inspection priorities are strict. Wood components must be checked for hidden rot and moisture damage, often in areas with limited access. The landing gear mechanism requires detailed mechanical evaluation due to its complexity. This is not suited for entry-level restoration work. The Waco Aircraft Company built a wide family of biplanes from the 1920s through the early 1940s, and restored examples are commonly seen at fly-ins across the United States. These aircraft vary widely in design, so identifying the exact model is the first step before starting any restoration work. Typical restoration candidates include the UPF-7, the YMF-5, and earlier OX-5 powered aircraft from the 1920s. Each version differs in structure, engine installation, and parts availability, which directly affects sourcing and overall restoration effort. Specialist groups such as Rare Aircraft and similar shops have deep experience with these models and can assist with model-specific evaluation. In operation, Waco biplanes are often used for scenic flights and heritage flying experiences. Their low speed handling and short field capability make them well suited to grass strips and smaller airfields, and they are sometimes referenced in discussions about aircraft capable of operating from limited runway space. The main consideration is range of complexity. A 1920s OX-5 powered aircraft is a very different project from a 1940s UPF-7. Confirming the exact variant early and involving experienced restorers at the beginning helps delete errors later in the process. The North American T-6 Texan is widely regarded as a benchmark warbird trainer. Operated by the United States Army Air Forces and multiple Allied air arms during World War II, it trained thousands of pilots in the demands of high-performance flight. It remains a frequent choice in the restoration community, supported by a strong supply chain and an active owner network. Power comes from the Pratt & Whitney R1340 Wasp, a well-documented and widely supported radial engine. Combined with its all-metal airframe, the design has aged well structurally, and many examples remain serviceable or restorable, although rising demand has pushed acquisition costs higher. A defining operational trait is its ground handling. The torque from the R1340 and the narrow landing gear geometry make taxi and landing work demanding, originally intended to prepare military pilots for more advanced aircraft.